Hi book lovers! Today I'm doing Top 10 Tuesdays, which is a weekly meme hosted by the Broken the Bookish blog, and I'll put a link to this week's post down in the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. But first a confession, this is actually last week's Top 10 Tuesday, and I didn't post it. Nope. I wanted to because I really like this topic, but I just was too busy finishing some school stuff up, so I'm posting it now, even though it's a week late. That's okay, because I said so. Yep. So, this week's, but really last week's, but this week's videos topic is top 10 books dealing with tough subjects. So, yeah, because this is going to be like an extra video and it's a week late, my top 10 videos tend to run a little long, so we're not going to do that this time. I'm just going to go through them quickly, go through the titles, and maybe tell you like what the tough subject is that the book is about. But that's it. That's it. I'm not going to babble. I'm already babbling too long, so I'm going to stop and we're going to get started. Okay, let's get started. Number 1. This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers. Now, this is actually a zombie novel, so it seems kind of strange to be in the difficult topic category. I mean, yes, like a zombie apocalypse would be difficult, but I mean, when I think about tough subjects, I really think more like realistic stories. But this book actually deals really well, at least I think, with the topic of suicide. The main character starts out the book wanting to commit suicide, and we learn this right away, and it's fascinating. It's a really good read. I'm supposed to not babble, so I'm not babbling. There you go. Oh, and also, if some of these would be spoilery to tell you the difficult subject, then I'm just not going to tell you. Yep. Number 2. Dreamland by Sarah Dessen. This deals with the topic of abuse, specifically in relationships, and I've seen a lot of books. I mean, this is a much older book. Much older. It's not that much older, but I mean, this came out quite a few years ago compared to a lot of the books now that I've seen dealing with abuse in teen relationships, and sometimes it feels like just a soap opera and unnecessary and like sensationalized. I don't know. But I think out of all the books I've ever read about abuse in a relationship, this one is just so well done. So well done. I love Sarah Dessen. Number 3. The Beginning of After by Jennifer Castle. Number 3. The Beginning of After by Jennifer Castle. This deals with death and grieving. This girl's family dies in a car crash. That's not really a spoiler. That happens right at the beginning, and you learn that from the description, I think. But her family dies in a car crash along with the boy next door's family, and it's like this girl and this boy were the only ones that like didn't go along in the car, so they're the only ones that survived, and they have to just deal with that, and that's obviously hard. And I think this is just a really, really well-written story. Number 4. 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. This deals with a school shooting. It's the only book in my pile today that is not young adult, but it does deal with a shooting in a high school, so, I mean, there's young adult characters, teenage characters, whatever. Jodi Picoult is a brilliant, brilliant writer, so that's really all I have to say about this. She really does a great job with this difficult topic. Number 5. Looking for Alaska by John Green. I think probably this wouldn't be spoilery to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it anyway. It just deals with some hard stuff and does it very, very well. Number 6. Some Girls Are by Courtney Summers. This is the same author that I showed for the first book. This is not a test, but this is contemporary, and it deals with bullying. Yep. That sounds a little bit like silly. I don't know. I mean, like extreme bullying. It's a Mean Girls story, but it's like hard to handle the stuff they do to this girl and like the reasons, and it's just, I think it really, really, really handles this topic well and captures this like horrific feeling and thing that happens when suddenly your friends decide that they're all against you, and I love this book. This is the first book I ever read by Courtney Summers, and I immediately became obsessed and had to read all of her other books, so yeah. Number 7. Just Listen by Sarah Dessen. Spoiler, I'm not going to talk about this. Yeah, I don't know. I probably could, because I mean, it's probably obvious from the description, but whatever. There's actually two things going on. Something going on with the main character, and then also another issue that her sister is dealing with, and they're both difficult topics, and Sarah Dessen handles them both well because she's frickin' Sarah Dessen. Yep. Number 8, Shine by Lauren Miracle. This deals with a hate crime and the repercussions of that, and just brilliantly deals with this the small towns issues that are going on, plus the main character, while she's trying to solve who committed the hate crime that happened to her best friend because he's gay, while she's trying to solve that, she's also dealing with her own issue, which is spoilery, so I'm not gonna talk about that, but so there's two difficult topics handled in this book, and Lauren Miracle is brilliant. Number 9, Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. Now, I don't think there's really anyone watching this that does not know what this book is about. Even if you haven't read it, you probably know what it's about, but spoilers, I'm just not going to say it anyway, so there. I had some coffee. Okay, and finally, number 10, Live Through This by Mindy Scott. This is a much newer book. I read this, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago, and this deals with sexual abuse, and it's, I don't know, it's really good. That's all I have the brain power. That's all I have the brain power for right now, clearly, as you can tell, because I'm not doing good with the speaking thing, and so that's it. That's my list, and you should check those out, and like I said, this was last week's topic, but I'm still going to go link it up. I'm sure you can probably still do that at the website, and yeah, you can post yours. What are your top 10 books dealing with tough subjects? Because, I mean, in YA especially, there is a lot of books dealing with, like, drugs and rape and abuse and suicide and just everything bad that can happen in teens' lives, but I just find that a lot of them just don't do a very good job of it, and but a lot of them do. Thankfully, a lot of them do, and so these are the ones that I thought did a particularly good job handling these difficult subjects, so let me know down in the comments, or leave a video response of books that you thought did a good job handling difficult subjects, whatever you consider a difficult subject. Okay, bye! Now go read. I like boys who like Harry Potter. To me they couldn't get any hotter. I'm dying for a kiss and it's painfully obvious. There's some Lauren Fairweather for you today. Yeah.